Welcome to Garden-ish. We are going to plant some onion sets today. Real quick video, just show you what I'm doing. I have 4 bunches of these onion sets. Got them from the big box store. I picked them up because 1, you walk by plants. How can you not buy them? 2, I wanted to plant some for myself, but I'm also planting them for my friend Tiffany. I'm helping her out with a garden this year, so she's getting some of my seedlings to grow, and this is going to be part of that bunch. So these ones, I did plant some onion seeds, did seed starts this year, and I also wanted to have a jump start by getting these, because those onion seeds, they're going to take a long time to come to fruition with a bulb. So these are going to give us something a little bit earlier in the season. And then also with these, I can let them go to flower, and they will drop their seeds and replant on their own. So I don't have to worry about them. I just don't know where I'm going to put these things yet. So right now I'm going to transplant into here with some soil, and I am going to be putting them in the ground, and I'm going to make her put them in the ground sooner than later, because we don't want these to get too big and start intertwining their root systems, because then if we try to transplant, they'll end up dying. They won't survive. So this is just a temporary measure, putting them in these pots just to get them from drying out, keep them in good shape, and keep them healthy until we're ready to put them in the ground. So it is starting to rain, and that's what you're hearing on the plastic in the greenhouse. I am shooting this from my phone because I'm too lazy to run inside and get the camera, so hopefully this turns out good. You can hear me well. I think visually it's going to be easy for you to check out no matter which way I go. So yeah, bear with me if there's any technical difficulties. And let's get to potting some onion plants. So this mix that I'm using, it's just a combination of soil and mushroom compost, and I mix it all together. I don't use anything special. It's just something to get them started in, and I start all my seedlings in this. So it has a little more nutrient than just a plain old soil would, bag soil. I do have some Miracle Grow organic, the black bag behind me here, and I will substitute that with some things, but for the most part I just use some basic soil, add my own little concoction of, like I said, the mushroom compost or worm castings, a little bit of both. So when I pulled these apart, they come with little planting tips on the back, and they're telling us to plant these 1 inch deep, spaced 4 inches apart, and in 12-inch rows. We're not doing that because this is a temporary situation. So this is a good rule to follow when you put them in the ground, but we're not going to do that right now. Obviously, I am just shoving these into this dirt, trying not to break them as I do that. That's what this stick is for. So it's working out pretty good, making easy work of it. I think the toughest part is pulling some of these apart without completely destroying them. So always have you a bamboo stick on hand. It comes in good use a lot. You want to talk to somebody about bamboo? Talk to my sister. She'll let you know about bamboo growing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Right, Randy? That's my sister. Okay, let's put some water in there. Give them a little set in their ways in here. And then just going to top them off. A little bit more soil. And these are just going to go outside. They're going to stay outside. I'm not going to worry about them because they are frost hardy plants. There we go. I'm going to do all the other ones, and this is what's going to happen with these. They're just going to go out, they're going to get watered, and they are going to hopefully survive when we put them in the garden. But yeah, that's it. Easy peasy. We've got onions. You know, if we lose a few during the transplant process, it's all right because there's a lot here. And like I said, whatever doesn't get picked this year can reseed itself. So onions are considered a biennial plant, and that is when if you start it from seed or you've got your starts, they will grow the first year, produce that bulb. If you don't pick that bulb, the bulb goes dormant over the cold temperatures, and that second year the bulb will come back and grow continually for that second year. They will flower and drop more seeds, so you can have these onions in the ground for 2 years and get a harvest off of them the second year and not touch them that first year. So it just depends on what we need and what we don't need, but that's the difference between onions and how they produce and what they do. Now, another thing to know is long day versus short day and intermediate. So a long day onion is going to be good, which actually these ones did not have a label. I don't know what they are. Long day onions are good for your USDA zone. This is where it does come into play. If you're in the northern zones, north of zone 6, you would like a long day onion, because what's happening with those long day onions are when the solstice is happening and you've got all your longer daylight hours, the long day onions produce their bulb best during those amount of sunlight hours. A short day bulb is when you want something below zone 6 down south, because your days aren't nearly as long sunlight as they are up north during the solstice time. So that hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea. I know it's kind of confusing. Nobody really explains it really well, and this is the best way I can put it out there because that's how I understand it. Short days, they require less sunlight. Long days require more sunlight. And then intermediate is zone 6, where we are in Missouri. So I don't know what these are. I have no idea what these are. Short day onions are around 10 to 12 hours of sunlight required. Long day onions require 14 to 16 hours of sunlight for that bulb production to be at its maximum. Another thing is, short day onions are usually the sweeter variety. Like I said, I don't know what these are. I'm not too worried about it. We're going to play this by ear and see how it goes. And I hope we at least get a few decent onions out of it. And hopefully we can let some go to flower and get more onions wherever we're growing them. Another thing to remember about onions is you don't want to plant certain things next to them. Don't plant your peas. It'll stunt their growth. Asparagus, it'll stunt the growth. They're not nice. I'm going to say they're not nice with those plants. Sage, you don't want to grow sage next to it. And these are also, like I said, they're a nitrogen lover. So keep that in mind when if you do fertilize, get something with a little higher nitrogen content when you start spraying any fertilizers like that. Like I said, I go pretty neutral in my beginning soil just to keep everything happy for a little bit, and then I'll end up fertilizing one way or another once everything's out in the garden. But yeah, there you go. There's some onion info. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day, a great night, whatever it is, and be safe. And I will catch you on the next one.